And good afternoon. Welcome to Nicole's Journey, episode 15. And yes, it's been a while. And I'd like to apologize right off the bat and explain a few things. So, a while back, I talked about how I was getting my medication to start my transition. And I said I would come with a new episode as soon as possible. Unfortunately, life throws you a few things that you don't realize will take effect. Well, first of all, the estrogen and the testosterone blocker hit me harder than I thought. The first week was very hard, very emotional, very moody, didn't feel like doing much, barely felt like going to work, but I had to do that. And pretty much shut myself out for the rest of the world. I also had some life things happen, personal things, and that is one of the things we're going to talk about today. One of the things I found out through myself and talking to a few people in the transgender community and watching some of the videos is that when you transition, some people think that's all you have in your life. Well, that would be nice because then I wouldn't have to work and things would just be given to me, be great. But that's not the way it is. So one of the major functions is while you're doing this transitioning, you have to go to work. You have to deal with your family, good and bad, and you have to deal with friends on a good note and a bad note. So I'm going to use the past couple weeks as an example, and we'll talk about my situations. So a couple things, some family things arose and some friend things arose too. Nothing bad, but I found that there was a few people having a harder time with my transition than they originally said, and that's going to happen. If you know someone who's transitioning, if you are in the process of transitioning or are thinking that it's time to come out, know that even in the initial stages, when you first come out, some people are going to tell you they're okay with it and they're great, but then things might happen, like they might start getting a little distant from you, they might start getting ornery with you, and then you'll find out that they're not great with it, but they're not against you, they're having a hard time. Also, you have to realize when you're going through transitioning is that not everyone is going to give you the same reactions. So you get some that are going to jump right in, like, yes, I'm all for you, awesome, way to go. Some are going to be able to do the pronouns right away, the he, she, her, or he, his, her, or he, or all of them. I know I'm messing that up, but that's okay, that happens. I'll take my nephew, for example, Evan, day one, her, she got it right away. But some other family members had a harder time. And even now they still do. So you have to take into consideration that some people will take longer than others. Now, as for the friends and family thing, the family and the friends are starting to work its way out again. Everything seems to be working out, and that's why I'm back out here on episode 15. It's been a rough 3 weeks, but my emotions are getting better. There's a lot that I'm realizing through my body. I'm seeing changes. Some other people aren't, but I am seeing changes. And there'll be more and more changes as time goes by. When you're dealing with life and transitioning, you have to take some time out for yourself. So for myself, it was a nice throw for football season to start and baseball season still be going. And that was such a beautiful, beautiful part for me because I could take the weekend and that I'm off and throw myself into sports and just relax. So when you're doing this, you have to remember to take some time for yourself, and anybody in any life, not just transgenders, but everybody. You have to take some time for yourself. If you don't, you're going to wear yourself out very fast. All right. So we're also going to talk today about past life. Now, I've talked a little bit about it, and I've talked about how things were and what brought me up to this and all stuff like that. I had a friend of mine tell me, one of my transgender friends online that I talked to said, a guy said to her, so for 42 years, because that's how old she was when she was transgendered, you lived a lie. First of all, no. And she just brought that to my attention because I wanted to figure out, how to come with this situation. I was not living a lie for 50 years. My life, the way I was, is exactly who I am. If I came out and said, okay, I'm going transgender and I'm throwing all my baseball hats out and all my sports stuff and I'm not watching sports anymore and I'm not watching this, I'm going to start watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I'm going to start watching Dancing with the Stars and all this, that would be living a lie. That would mean you didn't live your life the way you were. I still love sports. As a matter of fact, I can't stand Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or Dancing with the Stars. And the funny part is, or The Bachelor, and the funny part is, Howard Stern, as most of you know, who is considered one of the most heterosexual males in the world, has a beautiful wife, Beth. He loves all that stuff. He loves Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Dancing with... Well, I don't know if he likes Dancing with the Stars so much, but I know he loves The Bachelor. Those three shows I could hardly stand. Wouldn't watch them for a bet. I watch my NFL, my MLB, my NBA, my NHL, English Premier League. Who you are does not define what you watch, and what you watch does not define who you are. So when someone says, well, you lived a life for 45, 42, 50, 60, 12, 15, 18 years. No, you still lived your life. You still loved the things you loved. Nothing has changed except that now you're living your life not only how you want to live it, but who you are. I had my Charger jersey on all day yesterday. I'm excited for football tonight. I have so many things that I enjoy other than the basics. No one is living a lie unless when they come out, they totally throw everything out the window. And even if they say they weren't living a lie, they were living in hiding. So you can sit there and say, well, though I don't even know this person. Well, the funny part is when it comes to me, I haven't changed at all. I can't wait till next year to go golfing again. And I'm not doing it right now just because I'm going through so much. I just, it's not time for me to do that, but I can't wait for next year to go golfing again. I can't wait to hopefully go to sporting events again. Hopefully they'll open up, although I'm very pessimistic on that. So whether you're transitioning or you know someone who's transitioning or you just want to know what's going on with people, with people, remember, when they're transitioning, they still have to deal with life. And in that instance, you can't shut them out and say, oh, you don't have time for me because you're transitioning. No, they do, but they have so many other things they have to deal with. Transitioning does take a lot of our time. There's a lot of anxiety. Simple things. Did I get my makeup right? Do I look female today? Are people going to laugh at me? And yes, that still goes on for me right now. I still have moments of, well, I didn't get my hair right. I look male today. This isn't right. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to go outside. But when you stop, take a deep breath, and realize even though I'm transitioning, other people have the same problems when they wake up in the morning. Cis males, cis females have problems. We all have situations. So the best thing to do is take a deep breath, relax, and remember that nobody is out there to judge you. I don't judge anybody, and other people aren't out there to judge us. Okay. So we're hopefully going to get some more episodes in this week. I'm thinking I'm getting more of the ball rolling. couple things to talk about. Fall's coming up, as we all know, a couple more weeks and we'll be hitting the fall season. So once again, I'll have to do some shopping again, get a few things, and I'm finding Value Village is my best friend. I liked Walmart in the beginning because it was nice and easy, but Value Village is where I can find things, and right now that's what I'm really excited about. So giving some shameless plugs there. They didn't pay for them, so it doesn't matter. I just, if anybody's looking, even if you've got boatloads of money, it's still a great place to shop because you can get some really good finds, some really good prices. And Winners is another one that I so much enjoy. Also coming up is Halloween and Christmas, and with everything that's going on right now, that's another anxiety that puts a lot of us to task. So this is a non-transitioning situation that I'm going to talk about. We are still going through something very major in Canada, United States. Obviously, they have it worse than we do. And tell yourself this, and this is what I've learned from this whole thing. Don't try to predict anything. I know there's people like saying, well, we'll be okay at Christmas because we've got to, because every year I've had a family of 25 come over and I can't not have it, so it's got to be over by then. The best thing everybody can do right now, and this is my opinion, and you can disagree or agree with it, but I think in this situation that we're going through right now, the pandemic, is everybody needs to adapt. And what I mean by that is there is no vaccine out there. The flu season's among us soon. And it's time like these now that we have to adapt. So rather than say, well, I've got to do this. I've got Thanksgiving I've got Halloween parties. My son's birthday's in this month. My daughter's birthday's next month. Christmas is coming. I've got a family of 15. Unfortunately, the best time right now in September is to have the conversation with your family. It is best right now. And like I said, this is my opinion. And just going through everything that I'm going through with anxieties, I think this is the best way to combat this. For Christmas, I think the best time to have a conversation is now. It's now time to have, if you have a Christmas Eve dinner with 20 people normally, or Christmas dinner with 10, it's best now to have that conversation with the people that you have it with and say, we need to talk about this. Because the truth of the matter is, it's probably going to be a bubble of 10 for Christmas. Let's face facts. It's September 14th. 3 months away is just over 3 months away is Christmas. It's the best time to have the conversation. It's also a good time to have a conversation about Halloween. If you have little ones, I don't. I'm lucky. I have a 23-year-old, a 21-year-old, and an 18-year-old. And none of them are going trick-or-treating. But they are going to parties. So I tell them, be smart. So I think it's best, and I bring this from an anxiety situation for someone like me who's going through a transition or has anxiety in their family, that don't leave it. And yes, unfortunately in the pandemic age, it's okay to tell people, I'm sorry, but I can only be me, my kids, and my mom and a few others, my sisters and my niece and nephew. That's me, like saying for me, but it's easy for me. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people in my bubble basically that I can do. You can have little drive-by get-together, some gifts exchange, stuff like that. But the best thing to do is have the conversation now. So, like I said, that's coming from an anxiety perspective, and anxiety ties into transitioning. But like I said, life goes on. Not everything in my life is transition. I just know with this pandemic, the way things are, and with the numbers, and with flu season on the way, we're looking at still a long haul, and I think we've got to get through the next few months smartly. And summer's almost over, so maybe it's time to hibernate again for all of us and some of us. But do not forget your loved ones. Get out there and meet them, see them. You know, you can still go and see them. Wear a mask. If you're in the house and you can distance yourself, 6 feet, then you can take the mask off. And always, like I said before, always take time for yourself. So, in closing, I just want to thank everyone for the past couple of weeks of being good to me. I've gone through some rough patches, and everyone has understood. When I said I was putting out episode 15 today, I got a lot of positives, and I'm very happy about that. So my shout-outs today are to my best friend Jennifer. She's been going through some things herself lately. Let you know I love you. I always have, and I always will. I hope things are going good for you. I talked to you today for a bit, and so far it sounds good. So I hope things continue well for you. And for my children, Josh, Katie, Will, I love you very much. Katie's going back to school online right now. Her last year at Trent. Very excited. The boys are taking a year off. Josh has had a hard time. Every time he's had a situation where he's in school, he's excited, and then either the first time around it was teacher strike, and they were putting everything online, and he said, I can't do that. Then the pandemic, and he's done it again. He's him and Will both not a big fan of the online, so Will's decided to take a year off, and Josh is taking some time off too. And once everything is back to normal, we will hopefully see them back in school. They want to go back. That's the best part. So everybody else whose children went back to school, good luck. I hope everything's working out. I don't envy you. Honestly, it's a tough situation, and I know a couple of ladies, good friends of mine that we talked on Facebook a bit, and they were very anxious leading up to last week, and I hope everything worked out. All right, well, hopefully we'll see you soon in the next couple of days, and once again, I love you all, and we'll see you soon. Love you.